Hello. Hello. Oh dear. That's right, I forgot to place the microphone. Oh no. That's so silly. I am sorry. Please forgive this Falco for being so silly. Okay. Um I also forgot to open the chat here. Beautiful. Now the chat is loading and please give me just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Okay. I do apologize. Some small technical issues. I do hope that they are fixed now. Now, how is my sound balancing now? Am I? Oh, this is too far away from the. Oh, right. This is this what should be. Okay. Okay. Around here. Yes. This should be like a decent enough, a decent enough distance. Hmm. Warning, warning, warning. Get your ears ready. Get your ears ready. Hmm. That hit the limiter, but only barely. I am not sure if I am like peeking. I kind of feel as if I should. And thankfully, touching wood, it does seem like my microphone is not my microphone, sorry. Like my internet is very, very, very stable now. Okay. Well, that's very good. That's very good so far. Okay, now just give me a few minutes to recover my mental for a bit. And today's stream is going to be a rather short one. And on that note, I do apologize for the very short notice. To tell the truth, I was not entirely sure if I was going to do a stream today at all. But I decided, oh well, I should at least try to do a pretty short stream in order to get into the habit of of making more impromptu, making more simple type of streams. Now I do notice that the anxiety is still a little bit difficult. To tell you the truth, at the start, I had to kind of like psych myself up quite a bit for um, for actually going to for actually starting the stream. The the first times that you, at least in my case, that you um, well, at least in my case that I do one of these something completely new, I do tend to worry quite a bit, like um, oh dear, it's, it's going to be scary. It's going to be so scary. Oh no, it's going to be so difficult and I won't know how to do it. It scares me, it gives me too much anxiety. Maybe we better not do it. But I try to see them. I try to see them as necessary steps forward that I have to take in order to in order to get things done, in order to get done what I need to get done. I don't know if that makes any sense. Actually, I'm pretty sure that it doesn't. Oh, shoes off. My shoes are off. Finally. And how is my model moving? It seems that the movement is pretty smooth now. And I'm glad. I'm glad. Yep. Yeah, very smooth. Wow. Amity, you had no idea how glad I am that finally, um, it does seem that finally we are, at least for the time being, like past the worst of the deck issues. Oh, and let's see if I remember. Um, Actually, I'm gonna go into an ad, into a Twitch ad. Um, no, YouTube. YouTube, what are you doing? You tell me, YouTube. And Ryan Sienor X47, grazie mille per venire a questa trasmissione. Grazie. Come stai? Come stai? How are you? How are you? Are you having a good day? Are you enjoying a good book? You know, it's actually funny because that particular smiley, like the literal smiley character, feels familiar to me for some reason, but I can't quite place the familiarity. Hmm, is it from some kind of like candy? No, it's not like a candy. It's something. I just can't remember what it was. And me, I'm glad to hear you're doing good. That's super nice. Well, I am doing pretty well. Today actually I bought a guitar string. So now if my one of my guitar strings break, I'm going to be ready for it. I'm gonna be ready to replace it. And let me tell you, it's actually pretty nice for me to know that I that now I tend to be on top of those issues because there was some time where I Twitch I just want to enter the Twitch. Uh, Sorry. One of my guitar strings broke, and that made me leave the guitar for like 2 weeks. Why is Twitch not letting me access the site? I can no longer access Twitch by the oh. uh, Twitch is a wonderful website with a promising future ahead of it. Well, my English also has a promising future ahead of it. Uh, Soy un hispanoparlante. Disculpen, por favor, discúlpenme, señores. I am a Spanish speaker. Please do forgive me, sirs and ma'ams. Is the phrase ladies and gentlemen like super dated? Feels like super old for any of you? For me, it feels like such an incredibly old term. It's a literal ang term. Well, no, I mean, that will be more like grandpa, right? I'm pretty sure ladies and gentlemen was like a thing. I don't think that it was made for the circuses of like the early 19th century. And by the way, if you know the story of like the circuses from those eras, some of the stuff some of the entertainment they provided was insane, absolutely insane. Hey, why are you say this? Why is Discord saying you can earn drops on my stream? Well, apparently you can. Apparently you can earn drops on my stream. So reminder that you're awesome, and reminder that you can earn. Maybe we should make this an English practice stream. I don't know why. Okay, okay. Uh, what what happened there? I I I I bet Brave Bros had something to do with it, you know? I just know that Brave Bros had something to do with it. Either that or it was the show ad. No, because I know that one of these has to be show ad. That is so strange. I I, I never had the internet cut off like got 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 out with a T, not with a CK. I never had I never had the internet cut out like that before. Why? Um, what are the available attacks? Oh, you had to start a Twitch session to use the. Okay. Ah, very well. I mean, I think by that way I activated an add on Twitch. You know, to be honest, I know that I said this before, but occasionally the I was waiting, wait wait, like considering. I'm telling you, I am cooking tonight, but unfortunately, I am I am I am cooking it raw. I know Alcon is zero brain power today. Just one moment, please. I'll be back. Okay, yeah. Now I think we're back. I'm sorry. Now I need to make sure that the internet is actually still working after we got that cut. I do think that yeah, okay. The string didn't cut out in YouTube or anything. So that's a good thing. Thankfully, the internet is actually doing its job. Imagine that. No, isn't that surprising? I do venture to say, my dear lady, that it is quite surprising the internet is working as intended. Methinks the lady, no, methinks Vtuber dot protests too much. I still haven't seen any Shakespearean plays. I really would like to, but I haven't really gotten around to it. Well, that is one thing that is more than a little frustrating about being so immersed in everything VTubing. It ends ends up leaving me with so very little time to do other activities, to do other hobbies. I know that it doesn't seem very much that way nowadays because I am a very dummy. Wait, dummy. Um, but I actually used to read quite a bit, and now because I am like busy with my channel all the time, I never pay much attention to the channel anymore. I don't know. I am. It is something for which I am pretty sad about. To be completely honest. Okay. Okay. I think I am not freaking out too much right now. So let me check just one last time that the stream isn't cutting out. And yeah, okay. So the stream didn't like cut out automatically or anything like that. We can proceed. Let us proceed. And what shall we proceed with? Well, Amici, I had realized one thing. Wait. You are my strength. You are my power. You are the fire that gets my heart. Oh no, I need something poetic to end this one. I love you. I love you. Yeah. You are the fire that I love you. Wait. I love you to love you. Oh, oh God. That's so dumb. Uh, I I am sorry for exposing you to weaponized great cringe donium. That's a war crime, by the way. Please don't announce me to the Osora police. I will get arrested. Yeah, and then I will go. Please, please, officer, don't do anything to me. I didn't do anything wrong. And after that, they will go. Wait, better.
Well, if you want if you want me to let you go, then you're gonna need to do something for me. Do you get it?
And then I will go. Ah, I uh, help, help. See? See, this is why agency VTubers script and prepare their content before going on a stream. Because if you allow your brain to go into a tangent, sometimes it can end in extremely cursed places. But you know who is someone that is not cursed and is a blessing? Ammeshiro, grazie mille per venire a questa trasmissione. Grazie. To Seila, uh, your smile shines as bright as the sun. Yeah. Actually, ame can mean candy and rain in Japanese. Shiro can be like white or rain. So you are a sweet rain, yeah. You are a sweet red rain. Yeah. Hello. It's okay. It is nice to see. And thank you. So the stream is working fine now. I'm really glad to hear that. Thank you so much. It is actually really heartening to see that, to know that. Um, because some people that like maybe have been following the streams, the channel for a bit, will know that I used to have a lot of internet issues. So it really is nice to know that um, at least occasionally, sometimes in life, some things do get better. Yeah. Just just keep working on your dreams, Amici. I am sure that you will get a promotion you want. I am sure that your crush will confess to you while you sleep. I don't know why while you're sleeping. I mean, they should probably do it when you're awake. But your crush is very shy, so they are just going there like very soon. I like you, dummy. And then they run away hiding. So you need to be a little patient with your crush. Sorry, they're just very shy. Just give them time. Just give them some time. Actually, actually, I'm a bit curious. Who is the first VTuber that you had known? Who is the first VTuber that you had heard of? Amici. Like, who is the VTuber that introduced you to VTubing? Inquiring minds want to know. Now, let's do a small test of our internet ability. I just want to confirm if the stability maintains at at a higher grade. And it doesn't seem to, unfortunately. Or well, let's wait and see what happens. For me, I'm actually not very sure. It probably was a hololight VTuber. But to be honest, I had been around in the rabbit hole for so long that I I don't really quite remember. By the way, please do let me know if the string is stuttering or if like the YouTube string is stuttering. Twitch seems to never stutter, but um, YouTube can kind of stutter a lot if I'm not careful. And if it continues having this level of instability for like 1 minute, then I'm going to reduce the bitrate again. All right, wonderful. I'm going to drink a little bit of water. Just one moment. Phew, wonderful. It is always so delicious to get some nice cold water, isn't it? It's going fine for you. That is really surprising because I am seeing in my task manager that it has some pretty strange sorry, that it has some pretty strange um downward spikes. And yeah, I am seeing stutters on my end. Water is good, it never fails? No, not at all. I actually was fascinated by water so much, I became a plumber. Or well, I mean, I decided to study plumbing. Uh, in order to better understand and better. I don't want to use the word control, quote unquote control, because it would be more like being a friend with a natural resource we know as water. To know what it is that water likes and to know how to be able to nurture and purify the best kind of water for our consumption or for other uses. Because actually there's actually quite a lot that goes into making water potable. And I not only don't quite fully remember this part of my rather informal education, but there are also, I think, different levels of potability. Like, for example, a potable water can be potable enough to take a bath in, but maybe not so much to drink. And even in water that is relatively drinkable, there can be a big difference between water that you can drink, but it's going to be a bit heavy on the stomach, so to say, and water that is actually going to be pleasant versus mineral bottled water. Which, by the way, to be entirely honest, it generally is quite a bit better treated than any water that you get from a random, like, pure, properly treated aquifer. But when they say that it is stuff like, oh yes, water from the Himalayas mountain or whatever, it doesn't really matter all that much, I don't think. From what I remember, doesn't make that much of a difference. There are actually some very minimal, barely distinguishable differences in the flavor and textural characteristics of the water depending on where it is from. But generally speaking, as long as it is water from a non-contaminated aquifer, any kind of aquifer, it's going to be good. Like, that's generally the best kind of water that you can get. In addition to that, I think this applies far more to distilled water, but at least distilled water isn't good at all. Or well, it isn't quite as good as normal water because the water also has quite a few minerals and a few other chemical things naturally that are actually important for our body to also consume. It's uh, Distilled water is not going to harm you or anything, I don't think, unless if consumed on larger quantities. But full disclaimer, I am not I am not a professional. Don't trust me. I'm not a doctor. Okay. But you know what I discovered actually? I got so distracted because originally I was going to say one thing. That's why I started going out, oh, you're my love, you're my light, etc. Meeting. Um, and then I got distracted into one tangent that then went into another tangent, and then that went into like another tangent over there, and now we're going in like now we're talking about water, and I mean like what's going on in this stream? I'm I'm a bit dizzy. I'm a bit confused. I want to try and make like one of these animations. You know how it is done? It's essentially a GIF, but instead of being like a GIF file, they place the 7 or 8 images that compose the animation of this loading image into a folder, and that folder is named like YouTube loading GIF or something like that. It's It's a surprisingly quote unquote crude, but a surprisingly effective way to go about it. So, from what I understand, the maker of Vtuber Studio, well, frankly, everything that I know about him, he seems to be quite the same. Like, he seems to be like a really, really, really nice person. Um, but he also seems to be like a really good programmer. To be honest, all of the things that Vtuber Studio can do are amazing. It genuinely is amazing. Tangents do be like that. It happens when the mind just go wild. Las tangentes suelen ser así. Pasan cuando la mente simplemente va libre, mente libre. Yeah, when the mind just like goes completely wild like that, it. Sorry, one moment. um, it really can be wild, like really, really going from one side to another. Okay, but what I intended to say is that I tend to uh, I tend to realize that actually I do get a lot of emotional confidence and emotional support, or that I can feel a bit more emotionally comforted and safe because of all the love that you and me give me. So that is what I mean. That is what I meant when I said all that and you are my love and my light and all that, because I really feel so incredibly happy that so many people had such that were so nice to me, to the point that they enjoy like listening to me talk, or listening to me playing a game, or just enjoy for us to spend time together. So um I said earlier that I have quite a bit of anxiety, I think. And I was wondering, like, maybe I can try to do in this sort of sad so co-working stream some of the things that are a little difficult for me to do alone. And even if it is a bit difficult in some parts, I can say, it's for the Michi, it's for the Michi. Come on, the Michi are cheering you on, Alcones. And then, hopefully, I'll be able to do it. Yeah. La mente solo va a varios lugares. Oh, tenemos otra Michi hispanoparlante. Hola, hola. Por algún motivo conozco a varios angloparlantes. For some reason, I had a lot of Spanish speakers in my chat. You know, it's to the point where even when someone starts talking in English, I like assume there's like a 35% chance that they also know how to speak Spanish. In, even like recently, there was someone like a really nice person that I met in a Half-Life 2 stream that speaks Spanish, English, French, and I think a fourth language. I don't quite remember. Recuerdo que en una de las transmisiones de Half-Life 2 que vino un chatter nuevo que hablaba 3 idiomas, español, inglés y un tanto de francés. De hecho, incluso cuando una Michi viene primero y habla en inglés, asumo que hay una posibilidad de 30-35% de que habla español. Es por eso por lo que intento integrar un tanto de español, menos ocasionalmente, en las transmisiones, para apreciar a la audiencia española. Hola señores, hola señoras, ¿cómo están teniendo en este hermoso día? ¡Wow! Vaya, Maradona avanza, Maradona avanza. Sí, sí, está pasando la delantera. Eh, eh, Perdone, no conozco mucho de fútbol. Viene Messi, no lo sé. ¡Mua! Shark764, grazie mille per essere tornato a questa trasmissione. Grazie, grazie, grazie. Thank you so much. You are awesome, Shark764. Tell me, is Messi your Oshi? Because, porque Messi está... avanza con la pelota. Messi avanza con la pelota. El arco no tiene... Es aquella persona que tiene que detener goles en el arco. No puedo creerlo, no puedo creerlo. Gol. Gol. Excelente. Gol de Messi. Una maravilla. Maravilloso. Esperen un momento. Ese era el arco de su equipo. Bueno, de todas maneras fue un gol muy impresionante. Oh dear. What happened here? Okay, so what are some of the things that give me anxiety? Responding to messages or getting in touch with people on Discord. Oh, by the way, sorry, I forgot to ask Shark764. How are you today? I hope that you have been having a wonderful day. I hope that kiss makes you happier. Yeah. Mwah. I hope that... wait, I'm trying to think of something romantic about sharks. Oh, yeah. Do you know, Shark? When a shark is about to bite you, you need to like punch it in the nose so it lets you go. But in my case, I will let you. I would let you chew all you want on my legs, sweetheart. Okay, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Who said a sweetheart? Who's been a pervert here? I need to get a police hat. Doing well. I'm glad. Traveled to my relative's house for Thanksgiving. Wow. Oh my god. Me está yendo muy bien. Qué suerte, me alegra. Viajé a las casas de mi familia, para el Día de Acción de Gracias. Vaya, felicidades. Congrats. I hope you and your family had an amazing Thanksgiving. I'm a little curious actually. Like, in the Thanksgiving table, I think it is celebrated by English-speaking North America. That is to say, the US and Canada, right? I think that Canada also celebrates Thanksgiving. So, like, when you are sitting at the table, does like every member of the family says like, thanks for, and they say thanks for like one thing in particular or something. For example, like, I don't know, I will say, I want to give thanks for the support of all the wonderful amigos. I want to give thanks for being able to know so many sweet people on the internet. I want to give thanks for being able to sing all sorts of songs. Uh, I want to give thanks for having food and water and a house and those kinds of things. And by the way, I'm not kidding about the part of like I do apologize if it sounded like I was joking with the part of like thanks for having food and water and a house. Um, I genuinely sometimes like think about how amazing it is that like compared to so many people in history, we live in an era, um, sorry, that we don't have to worry as much about about our survival, about like having food on the table or having like workable water and a house and all those sorts of things. Because well, I never really talk about this too much, but sometimes I don't know if it's like a sense of compassion, but sometimes I worry about what things must be like for the people who are like really unfortunate in society. You know, like people without a home or people that are in in jail, people that are in jail. Which even if a lot of them were maybe like naughty little boys who naughty little boys, naughty boys would have to get called for Christmas. Um, there is a right way to administer punishment and a way that is just going to increase the amount of suffering in the world. And oftentimes I do worry that a lot of jails, you know, it's the classic discussion, sorry, it's not something like a very much of a Vtuber topic. But I am generally a big proponent of rehabilitation, of rehabilitative prisons, even if maybe with some different from the way that it is usually conceived. Um, for instance, Iconics, that is not a very VTuber talk. No, no, no. I am the dream flicker of Il Maestro Michelangelo. We don't need to worry about things so gritty and realistic as prisons in here. This is our time to soar into our fantasies and our hopes. We forgot to say what we were thankful for this year. Well, I understand it. Also, 7 hours of driving is crazy. Like, that is brutal. Driving for 7 hours must be like really, really tough. But you know, I do hear that like in both the US and Canada, because the both countries are so incredibly huge, um, it can very much be that even if your family lives in the same country as you, maybe they live like two states apart or something like that, and that feels the same for us in Latin America. If we say that our family member lives in another country, like let's say someone lives in Chile and their sibling moved to Argentina, and that feels like such a big distance that it already makes you reconsider a little bit if you are actually going to get together for Christmas and things like that, even aside of the difficulties with international travel. So and that is amazing. A 7 hour drive is amazing. I do hope that you had a lot of really nice Christmas music um, to make the time go by. But at the same time, going on a road, no, ESL, ESL, English, second language. So, going on a road trip must be quite fun though. Like, you must be able to visit like so many different cities, you must be able to stop at so many different places. Like, maybe one of those roadside dinners that you see in like US movies sometimes. It must be pretty cool, it must be pretty cozy. It is nice to be thankful for the little things. It really is. It really is. Debe ser muy lindo estar agradecido por las cosas pequeñas. Realmente lo son. Sí, realmente es muy lindo estar agradecido por eso. Ah, all right. So, one moment, please. So, my weakest aspect as a VTuber, perhaps, is networking. And it is partly because of my anxiety, but also partly because I just never really got used to actually being social with a lot of people. So um, I need to add some message like this for an expression change. Actually, I was thinking that like the next co-working stream that we do, I think that I can dedicate it to like setting up some 2 HP redeem rewards. And I had actually seen, this is going to be such a weird tangent, but I had actually seen, um, you know, that that clip of Miss Peking Pipa, like placing her feet in a in like a top of ice, and I don't remember if it was like pure ice, which I don't even really know what that is, and like water ice. But the thing is that it was like really cold. And I was thinking, actually, that would make like such a fun idea for a challenge because she did it as a part of a punishment wheel thing. Punishment wheel thing. Hmm. And I was thinking that I probably should like try to include random little challenges like that. But in my case, I don't fully mind having my feet showing or anything like that. But in my case, it's more the logistics that I'm a little worried about. Like, what kind of camera will I even use to place below, or what kind of lighting I will use and stuff like that. So rather, I'm sorry, I'm just like thinking of the idea right off the bat. Um, sorry here. Okay. Rather than something as relatively complex as that, I think that it would be better to start with something far simpler, and preferably something more completely digital, and advance or grow in complexity from there. That's generally, I think, what will be the most practical approach. And being being trying to be a professional VTuber, one of the things that I had realized can become really important are that um sorry, build a system for you to actually get things done. That is what I had seen as really important. And another part is also something that can um use the Discord overlay. No, thank you. Okay, it disappeared. Thank you. Yeah, is to be able to take inspiration from the sources and the things that you see. For example, so sometimes I had mentioned that I had this joystick on the floor, right? And that I handled the buttons with my bare feet. So um, we should be in karaoke in karaoke room. Sorry, one moment. Here and here and no. Hey, come on, karaoke room, right? So see this, yeah, shift and a button of my joystick and pressing a button of the joystick with my toes. Always with my big toe. For some reason, I'm just really not very skilled with my other toes. Um, like doing it with the pinky toe can like at least be somewhat practical, but I almost never. No, why can I do it? I am not skilled enough. There we go. See, okay, fine. So where did I get the inspiration for this? Um, I saw a stream from a female Vtuber where she tried to do different things with her feet, and that's where I was like so surprised, like, wow, amazing! So people's feet can really be far more skillful, or far more dexterous than I had initially assumed, huh? And that's part of where I got the idea from. And well, it was that partly. Before I forget to mention, I think it was, yeah, Miss Stronicotos, the leader of Bialur. Some nice American, I don't quite remember. And from that, and actually, if you do, you know, like church organs. So organs are essentially like pianos, but pianos that had like some really big pipes to them. And in a concept similar to guitar pedals, you can sometimes like see like a guitarist in a concert, like they step on a pedal to get a sound effect. Okay. Hmm. Um, Piano church pianos have something similar, where sorry, my bad. Let's go back to the Zatsu. Church pianos have a similar thing where there are some pedals around the player's feet, of course, where they can make certain a few of the pipes sound at the same time, or they can add like a certain oomph or an alf to the sound of the piano keys. Organs are actually, I think, among some of the most advanced instruments. And that's where I got the idea that, for example, in the current application, maybe it doesn't seem to very practical, but like in this room, I can easily like show and hide a visual source with like pressing shift and the flick of a button, like the flick of my heads up display button on the joystick. And I haven't quite done it yet, but technically I could even play a racing sim game or a flight game with my feet, because I had actually like tried handling the controller with my feet a few times, and it isn't like super difficult, but it can be a little bit tiring. So I would have I probably wouldn't have come up with an idea like that if I hadn't known of church pianos, of organs, and of Miss Cattle's work. And now, because I do have those things, because I did cross paths with those wonderful people, I had an extra tool that allows me to very quickly change. Oops, sorry, wrong button. To very quickly change expressions on the go. Even when, for example, I am playing, I can just like that change an expression in a matter of seconds. So, for example, I can be happy, but now I'm sad. Almost. But now I'm happy again. Oh no! But now I'm happy. But now I'm happy again. But now I'm sad. But now I'm happy again. Sad. Happy. Sad. What the fuck? Hey, what the? Why did you open? What? Computer? Why did you open Google Chrome? What? Palco suculento. Grazie mille per usare emojis. L'inviti, grazie mille per essere tornata a questa trasmissione. Grazie, grazie, grazie. Come hai stato? ¿Cómo hai stato, signorina? ¿Cómo has estado, señorita? Espero que se encuentre bien. Are you testing something? Kind of. I am trying out like some quick emotion changes. For example, like let's say something really cool happens in a video game. Yeah, excellent, amazing. Hey, yeah, amazing. Oh yeah. Well, no, sorry, I have an idea. Yeah. Oops. Uh, oh yeah. I'm around. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Oh, oh no. I found out. Well, this sucks. Now, it didn't flow quite as smoothly as I would have hoped, but that gives me a better ability to come up with an entertaining moment in during a stream or during a Zatsu or during any other scene. The, the model and the things that you do in the stream should feel almost like an extension of your own body. And obviously, the things that you need to do quickly, it's very important that you are able to do them quickly, almost with like the same kind of casual ability with which you use a fork or something like that. And I think that is one of the things that can make someone be really outstanding as a VTuber in our particular context. But I think that any streamer can like use stuff like this or can do like stuff like this. Getting back on chat a little bit. Networking is a little hard depending on what you ask. Yeah, networking can be like really, really tough. Networking can be quite difficult. In my case, it doesn't help that partly because of me being so incredibly shy. One moment, please. I tend to unintentionally ghost a lot of people, and I do tend to take quite a bit to reply to messages. Um, that is apparently a trait that I share with with Mayoshi Hanasaki Miyabi-san. So that is a pretty funny thing to think about, to be entirely honest. Okay, so and I tend to feel bad about it, but I often feel like it's so much of an emotional effort for me to reply properly because I want to like really think. Sorry about that. Really think about what I want to say to the person. That then I tend to go sometimes a little like, oh, it's too much work. I am I'm going to play some Minecraft, even though even though I don't have even though I don't have Minecraft, but you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. Have you and Michi heard Bob Dylan's latest album? It's amazing, like really amazing. Okay. Um, Actually, yeah, we can just leave Google Chrome open for a bit and we close it later. Oh no, we close the Google Chrome now. Excellent. And I'm going to start working with Discord messages. Okay, so and oftentimes I feel bad that I like and always like hanging out on my own and like I always like I can feel I feel mean because it feels like I am ignoring other people. And it's not because I want to be like that, but it's because it's so difficult for me to communicate. But but today we are going to begin to change that. Today, thanks to the support of all of you amazing Amici, I'm going to gather out some courage and I'm going to reach out to people. I'm going to get back on DMs. I had 3 messages to get back to. Yeah. We need to take life one step forward at a time, right? Catching back on chat. Are you testing something? Oh, expressions. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have quite a few. I had a few expressions. Um, I have one here to show wings, and apparently there is a way to like to have the wings not move independently like this. But I'm not super sure of how you do that, which is a shame because if the wings didn't have this strange kind of animation, I will be using the wings all the time. I actually really like the wings. Um. Oh, now this. Oh yeah, this is the is it's a bit difficult for me to like. Oh, what's going on? Why? Okay. Oh, right. So that's why. Now I get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's probably hard to fly if they can flap together. Yeah, see, that's why I'm stuck here on Earth. I like trying to fly away to back to my maestro's dream, but my wings are all flappy, so I can't go back. I can't go back. And I can't stop being an angel. Now I'm just a normal boy. And I am pretty sure he takes out my the little things here on my shorts. Normally you and Michi don't really see this, but I had those little flaps on the shorts, and yeah, my model is wearing boy shorts. It's a nice model. Thank you so much. It's a pre-made. So one of the problems with pre-mates is that other people can use them, and maybe that bothers some people, maybe that doesn't bother others, etc. That is up to personal preference, but it is something that someone should be aware about. Let me take. Yeah, yeah, excellent. But the one thing that I will warn about about a primate is that there is a possibility that someone else uses the model, and maybe they do a type of content that you personally don't particularly like, or maybe they add in a different way that you yourself wouldn't add like. And it is true that a good streamer is the person themselves, not the model. But it is just something to keep in mind in the case that, for example, if you see like a really nice model, and let's say that it is $30 or something. For reference, this model was on discount on Xe, if I remember correctly. It was like $14, I think. I don't quite remember. So nice, yeah. You have the model here, and but then maybe if it is a premium, you just have to keep in mind that maybe someone else can buy it, and maybe they do something they do something else with it. So just something to know. But thankfully, it is true that at the heart of it is the person themselves, not the model. So people will know that, oh yeah, yeah, this other streamer, like, he just bought the same pre-made, but they had nothing to do with the other person. So that is good. To be honest, the B2B public is pretty forgiving, all things considered. All things considered. Hmm. You tried a facial expression tracking. Are you using a phone or camera? Camera. I'm using a webcam. I kinda want to use the. You know how the NVIDIA RTX cards have that NVIDIA tracking, that NVIDIA face tracking? I want to use that someday. Sorry, my apologies. Because from what I heard, it is way better than. Hey, see, that's for example, when I am yawning, I'm just wink or wink. See, this is me winking, and this is me just a hotkey winking. Like you can tell the difference, I'm sure. Wink and wink. RTX is better, but it's still limited. Huh. That's actually quite fascinating. I always assumed that RTX was comparable in quality to an iPhone. Not the same by any means, but around there, that it was around the ballpark of an iPhone's quality. On my phone, en mi teléfono uso un software de rastreo que se activa o activa mis expresiones cuando miro a direcciones o caras o sonidos y caras expresivas. It's not, it's muy limitado. Well, that's fascinating to think of. So maybe if I really want to have good face tracking in the future, like maybe I can just like buy a more basic graphics card and buy an used iPhone. So maybe I can actually just like buy an used iPhone, and then that will be the better facial tracking, because I want to have like some really good facial tracking for like more emotional karaoke or when I can do more dances. Like for example, when many Holo stars they do like 3D singing or 3D stuff, and they do those dance performances. I wanted to do something like that, but with live 2D. Even though I know, of course, that it is a little limited. And of course, I'm sure that every VTuber has dreams of 3D, right? Um, I always assumed that was kind of impossible if you were not in like a really good corpo, and maybe maybe like really amazing 3D. For example, the 3D that Hololive has is absolutely incredible, like genuinely amazing. But yeah, maybe that level can be difficult. But I do know of a few independent streamers that do have um, their own 3D studios and 3D movements. Sorry. Plus, I do have to wonder if instead of doing the 3D live, you do the 3D like recording, so the processing doesn't have to happen in real time. Maybe that can make an incredible difference. Sorry, my apologies. Because from what I know, a massive amount of the technical difficulties with really great 3D come from it being done real time when they do like those 3D concerts and all that. I don't know if like with sorry, with oh, I'm sorry, Astrid. With not doing it real time, with just recording, like maybe it doesn't require as much. It's something to think about. Something to think of. Man, estoy un poco dormido por alguna razón. Pido disculpas, discúlpenme. I'm a bit sleepy for some reason. Sorry. Oh, pretty much I use iPhone for VTubing. Oh, sí que prácticamente usaste un iPhone usado para el VTubing. That's totally quite amazing. Because one thing that intimidated me about iPhones, I will confess, I am sorry. I'm from the other side of the conflict. I'm I'm an Android boy. Agonis! No, it couldn't be. You traitor! You Android traitor! But honestly, I mean, I know that Google isn't like perfect or anything, quite the contrary actually. Um, but I had always been like much more of a fan of Android. The main thing is because maybe it comes from the fact that like uh, so the iPhones come from Apple, right? And the references that I always had of comparing like a PC, Microsoft, with a Mac, I always been like a Microsoft PC user. So the idea of not being able to install more or less whatever I want on my computer is absolutely unthinkable for me. Like I just cannot conceive of like a personal computer on which I can't install like the programs that um, the Apple system personally approves of or anything like that. No. I know that in the case of Windows, from what I understand, that can kind of happen because Windows, like Microsoft, sorry, does an incredible amount of work to confirm that the software, that the system can be compatible with all sorts of programs, with all sorts of things, and like navigate through all sorts of unexpected situations. And the flip side of of a system that doesn't have that kind of like guarantee or research or anything like that. I assume that it is like one of the many Linux distributions, which I mean, I never used Linux, but with all of the stuff that is happening with like Windows 11 nowadays, or for example, like Android no longer allowing side loading, I'm kind of starting to think, yeah, maybe I should actually try to support more of the open technologies. And so, in the next computer, the next secondary computer that I get, I am planning to install Linux on it and like try to get used to the Linux lifestyle. Okay, but yeah, and that's why I always assumed that. Oh yeah, I don't know. iPhone. An iPhone is a very enclosed environment. It doesn't have the freedom that Android has. I don't know. I don't know if I like that iPhone. Also, I don't know if this is actually the case, but I always assumed that iPhones were expensive. I always assumed that iPhones were like, I'm sorry to say it like this, but they were like rich people stuff. Uh, I always thought it was like, oh yeah, exactly. Check out, look at my iPhone. Look at the hot iPhone that I had. Look at the hot Vtuber model that I had. I'm sorry, what? Who said that? Hmm? Hmm. I'm getting distracted. Okay, 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 okay. I'm so nervous. I am so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. Okay, where's the first message? Hmm. I'm nervous. Oh, you work in an iPhone store. I assume you work in an iPhone store or either a cell phone store. Um, because of that, that's what I do. Come on. I actually didn't know that you could replace. You could do a trading. I think it is called in English of your old model for the newest model. And that's also the thing. Like iPhones like release a new model every year. Now, I am pretty sure that Samsung and other cell phone companies do as well. But I always had the impression that like iPhone was the most egregious act. Hmm. But before continuing with my topic, Pedro Leon, grazie mille per venire a questa trasmissione. Grazie, grazie, grazie. Grazie, grazie signorina. We are all petrified by your beauty. Thank you, thank you. Oh no, I'm sorry. Someone at Twitch, please, can you throw a tomato at me? I think that you could throw me a tomato through viewer attack. It should be it should be accessible. I am pretty sure that tomatoes are still a free option. Either a tomato or a snowball. Because my god, boo! That was a bad pun. That was such a lame pun. But I really hope that you're okay. I really hope that you're having a great day, Miss Petra. Thank you so very much for coming. Oh no, I don't. I use Apple stuff because I'm an artist. So if I'm not home my personal tablet, I use a portable Apple tablet. Oh, that's actually really cool. To take photos and dance videos, that's super nice. That's super cool actually. I kinda wanted to learn to dance lately. I have been practicing a little bit of dancing in my room, and my god, some of the more intense dancing can really be quite a workout. It's like I I even like exhausted muscles I didn't even know I had. No wonder dancers are also sexy. That that's a lot of exercise, let me tell you. Yes, the day is good. Smile. Oh, that's super nice. That's super nice. I am super happy that your day was good. Thank you for giving us the brightness of your smile. Girls, in the US at least, don't like, do not like being told, what's up? You should smile more. You look so pretty when you smile. But I really think that it is mostly because of the context and the context in which they get told that. To be, oh no, I really hope I don't land uh into some controversial water for that. But like I know that a lot of guys on the internet can sometimes feel a little bit unhappy when like discussions of this sort get commented. Um, but I think it is the kind of things that, as a guy, unless you are someone that women can feel comfortable sharing you their personal experiences with, you just genuinely don't fully grasp just how prevalent it is for some men to be kinda not super nice to girls. And if you don't know those kinds of experiences or why exactly it can feel so, let's say, painful, I guess, for a girl to be told certain things, I think that a lot of guys genuinely don't fully understand why, like, phrases like "you should smile more" can feel so off-putting. Because I, from an early age, I remember that I was coming home from school, and like I was walking with some of my female classmates. There were some adult guys that I not so, I mean they were catcalling my female classmates, and of course at the time I simply thought it was like, "Ugh, what classless rabble." And if you're wondering, yes, I unironically said stuff like classless rabble, even when I was coming home from high school. I was that kid. And no, I didn't get thrown into a locker. We don't have lockers in my country. Um, but I thought that it was like something trashy or anything. If I saw that happening today, of course I will be like, don't say that stuff to young girls, man. uh, but if you are aware that things like that exist, um, you realize that for a lot of people in the world, they live an experience that is completely separate from your own. Because the kind of guys who do that sort of creepy stuff, they almost never do it next to a man, or next to another man. They pretty much only do it when it is only woman around, or when it is a woman alone. I'm sorry, this is not the kind of healing topic that people come come here to hear. I need to control my tangents better. Algonis, Algonis, clean out those tangents, boy. Clean out those tangents, my friend. A man, a man called me son today, and I was like, "Huh? You're son, but you're not my daddy." Oh man, Axel Axel makes it look so easy to go from one car's tangent to another. Well, I mean, it doesn't seem so a lot of the time, but Axel is actually like a really consummate professional of VTubing. I'm actually always amazed by how much of a professional he is in a lot of things. You don't notice it very directly, um, but he very much is a professional. Um, Dancing is a good exercise. Yeah, it is. It is, especially for the core and the trunk, like the for the torso. I just get the feeling that like balancing the torso in different positions is especially great for the torso. And I think that's why when I was like looking at a few photos of sexy dancers, um, I was amazed by how like classically attractive or universally attractive a lot of the male dancers were. Like they do have the kind of muscular composition that isn't like super mega buff or anything, but they are like really well defined in a manner that I can very much imagine why a lot of girls will find them attractive. I read that especially like swimmers, to a certain degree, boxers and dancers have the more universally attractive physiques. I assume that also because the fact that they are full body exercises. Boxing not super much, not completely, but it is pretty close to full body. Helps quite a ton. I would like to say that cycling could be, and a lot of cyclists do look kinda attractive, I guess, but it just doesn't have the. It just isn't a full body thing. Hmm. I wish there were better choices for tablets, but Apple just stuck with my R programs. Yeah, no, there are actually quite a few. Um, we can say like crafts or skills that where Apple really does dominate. For example, I heard that a few people who do art like they do tend to stick a lot with Apple, but especially I am familiar with video editing and especially with sound editing, with audio editing or musical composition. And a lot of audio editors they do have a Mac for a similar reason because there are some really amazing digital audio workstations. Sorry, digital audio workstations that one moment. Okay, wait a bit better. That only really work on Apple on Mac, and I don't think it was Ableton. They do have that. There is this DAW, this audio editor that is exclusive, like literally exclusive to Mac. It's I think before it was called GarageBand, but I just don't quite remember the name. It's like a very famous Apple native app, like the kind of apps that literally come with your Apple computer. But alas, I just can't quite remember. That's the one thing that I heard Apple does have a lot in its favor. For a lot of like professional environment and applications, um, it seems to be pretty streamlined. And yeah, that is one thing that's actually pretty good. I heard that the user interface of a lot of Apple programs, they tend to be really good. And as someone who has to suffer through Reaper, I mean, frankly, you don't realize how important a good UI interface, a good user interface is until you use a program that doesn't have a good user interface. Lots in pain. Reaper hearts. Reaper can be so frustrating. Okay, it's time to gather some courage. For the Michi. Give me a kiss, Amici, so I can get some courage. Um, Smudge. Wow! Thank you. You're the best, Amici. Okay, now I must go. Oh, And while I gather courage, I leave you with a bit of a random question. So, I don't know if you are familiar, if any of you, Amici, are familiar with the VTuber Miss Shondo, Fallen Shadow, and some of the kind of not the great things that she said about male VTubers. You can find on the internet your Shondo male VTubers or Shondo take on male VTubers, etc. I'm a little curious as to what you think about that. But a lot of it is the typical stuff. Oh yeah, male VTubers got into VTubing for one thing and it's disgusting. Or for example, I think one thing that she mentioned was that in her impression, the kind of VTubers that got to be like really, really big in numbers, um, I think literally her words were they are pretty sus. Although she admitted also that she doesn't know a lot of male VTubers. So, what is your opinion on that? Do you have any Do you have any opinion on Miss Shonda's opinions about male VTubers? Okay. I think my keystrokes are being picked up, right? Yeah, they are. Hmm. 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 Okay, I did it. I sent the first message. Oh, headbats for agonies. Headbats for agonies. Um. Um. I think I also need to gather the courage to be a bit more um to not like be so indirect. Okay. Oh, oh, phew. Okay. Oh, oh, okay. Mm. You know, I live with someone else that I get a lot of courage from. Um, Miyabi. Nasake Miyabi-san. I mentioned earlier that apparently I shared the trait of posting a lot of messages with Miyabi, right? From what I know, Miyabi was, and he still is quite a lot, um, really, 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 really shy. Like, really shy. And naturally, for someone so shy, being in such a social position, such as his Vtuber, especially so, a position that came with such an incredible amount of blowback and negativity, as we all know was the case with Miyabi when Holo Stars started. Every step really must have felt like it was so asphyxiatingly intimidating, because even even at first when no one was watching, it was like so fucking oops, sorry, it was so incredibly difficult for me to like write a simple tweet, or to receive, just to see I receive one message on Twitter. I can't help but wonder what it must have been like for him when literally any tweet that he made was going to be met with a lot of hostility. And for a certain amount of time in Holostar's history, it was chiefly met with hostility. Like whatever Holostars did, they had at the start so few fans that um, either no one cared or they just like had negative messages. Um, and of course, who knows all the creepy stuff that haters or crazy people send to them in DMs or whatever. And honestly, I really don't know how I will have handled something something like that. I really don't. I really had no idea. And Miyabi went through all of that being so incredibly sweet and so incredibly wonderful. And so whenever I see that, I can't help but think, "Mm, do it for Miyabi. Do it for Miyabi. Think of how Miyabi managed to get through this difficulty. And maybe you can find strength in his smile to take a step forward." And you know what? Something that's actually like really, really funny. I actually was like watching an old clip from where Fleon and Haka were congratulating Miyabi. Now, anyone who knows a bit about Fleon will know that he is quite a massive Hanagumi. Miyabi is one of his ushes. And actually, that is exactly the thing that one of the main things that Fleon mentioned as to why he admired Miyabi so much. That even though a lot of things were so difficult for him to do, he still does them. And that's why he thought that Miyagi was so awesome. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I genuinely do feel comforted in that. And in the case of this one VTuber, for example, to know that there was someone who uh, loved other people enough as to say such wonderful things for them, and that she genuinely wanted to encourage them to never give up, or to know that because Miyabi loved the people around him so much, and he loved Holosters and the fans so much, and I'm sure that he also loves Taniko-san so much, that even though there were so many difficulties in his path, he never even considered quitting, for example. And I genuinely think that is like really, really amazing. Hmm. Oh, also, by the way, I should probably try to increase my compressor. Hmm. Let's see. Let's see. How does this sound? Do I sound picky like this? I think that we can try it now. Okay, yeah. So now in like the last quarter of the stream, I can have the compressor a little bit increased. Because okay, so this is when I am whispering, which I guess that you generally shouldn't be hearing unless I am and sorry. And this is me like speaking at a good distance. I think that is good. Yeah, because I I should be able to project my voice quite a bit better. And also, to tell me, Amici, and I sounding different now in this part. At the very least, for me, it does sound different because I am making quite much more of an effort to to include my nasal areas and my nasal cavities to my speech. It probably is going to sound a bit strange at first because I am like exaggerating it quite a lot, but it's fun. It can be fun. Okay. So okay, let's continue writing here. You know one thing that I noticed? Sorry. You know one thing that I noticed? I write a lot. I I write a lot. Oh boy. Hmm. I'm thinking. Maybe I could also like do audio editing of some lines, like do the editing of some of my ASMR audios on a stream. But I don't know, doing it on a YouTube stream might be a bit risky. Maybe better not to risk it for the main channel, which by the way, I am pretty sure that I'm going to do a bit of ASMR in the other channel, on Solfege in YouTube and on Twitch, the main channel of Twitch. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it to do the ASMR on Monday or on Friday. That is the thing that I am still not super sure. Mm. Okay, second message. We're going for the second. We are going for the second message. Now, the the uh, I'm so tired. Ooh. Uh, uh, where is the audio files? Maybe here it is. Excellent. Okay. You know, one thing that is actually amazing to me is that um at first just doing all this felt so intimidating, but now that I'm actually doing it, somehow it feels so relatively casual, you know? It's it's funny how that works. Oh yeah, the other message. But you should smile more. It's kind of a weird thing to say. My immediate thought is why? Smiling should be natural, so why is it a should or shouldn't thing? I don't mind being told to smile more, just find it a statement I don't know how to respond to. It probably isn't very common in Southeast Asia. To be honest, in Latin America it isn't like very common either. But I hear that it happens quite a lot um in oh, sorry in the United States. I think I should pick the last before I want to start. Oh, and part of the reason as to why they don't particularly like the phrase, um, from what I understand, the undertone of the comment can feel a little bit sleazy for a lot of ladies. Um, it can feel a little bit of at least that is what I understand. A little bit of yeah. You should try to be, wait. Yeah, yeah, girl, yeah. You should try to be looking a little cute for us, man. Don't you know, honey? Don't you know, sugar, sugar? Huh? Yeah, yeah. Um, shake that bonnet for me, baby. Exactly. Apparently, a bouquet. Oh no, no bonnet. Bonnet is like that funny long bring hat, right? No, I wanted to say bouquet, like that thing in which you hold the roses. That can. Okay, we can use the last two. Wonderful. Okay, excellent. This should be simple. Reminder that you're awesome. Yeah. Reminder that you're awesome. Yeah. Oops. Reminder that you're awesome. Yeah. All right. All right. Whew. So, before anything else, let us do a little bit of noise cleaning just to have the most basic level of reduction. I don't even want to touch the audio too much because the advantage of recording with an XLR cable is that you already had an incredible amount of audio cleaning. So, mm, mm, yeah, you know, this relaxation that I'm feeling in my chest is the sign that, oh, okay, amazing. So you can actually do this. It isn't like a super difficult thing or anything. ¿Saben? Esta sensación de alivio que siento en el pecho debe ser el, oh, vaya, excelente, maravilloso. Así que de hecho puedes hacer esto. No es una cosa ah, ultra mega dificultosa ni nada por el estilo. So that is nice. Okay. Now at this hour we should be having a much better beat rate. Let's see what happens in a bit. Meanwhile, ah, okay. I'm telling you, today I am super sleepy. Okay, it shouldn't be too. It's pretty unstable, right? Grazie per the headband, Petra. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. You know, I don't know why I suddenly remembered this, but supposedly, I really hope that this isn't like hidden lore or anything. But I think that Shinri, um, I cannot believe I forgetting like Shinri's like family name. Um, Yasuji Shinri. No, I don't think it was just Suji. I can't believe Banzo in Haka, Leon Ex Machina, Gabi Vettel. I don't quite remember. Gotta go. Now you have a green string at night. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Peter. Had a wonderful day. Have an amazing day. Go and do your best. Keep the nail, Tiger. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Had a wonderful day, Miss Petra. Bye bye. Now she'll probably reduce the bit rate a bit because it's not handling the. Here, let's see if here is more stable. But apparently, Shinri is a law student. Is a law student. No, not a law student. I imagine that he actually completed the degree, right? I am pretty sure that he will have already at this point. Which is actually quite amazing. Law must be such an incredibly difficult subject to complete. It doesn't seem that okay. Asterisk hope. O este archivo supera el tamaño máximo. What the heck? Okay, fine. Let's see. Control Shift. Right. Computer. So if it's not black, then what else can it be? MP3, OGG Borbis. No, I'm not doing a custom FMP ng export. Okay. And if this doesn't work, then yeah, okay, this should work. I didn't realize black was so messy. Or well, I mean, technically, it's only a bit smaller than white. Oh, right, I completely actually forgot to say. So maybe this will be a little bit controversial to say. I probably will not say any names, of course, but I will confess that sometimes I found it a little bit unfortunate when some of the Vtuber fans say that like a particular female talent didn't have very pretty feet. You shouldn't say that about a lady. You shouldn't say that a lady's feet are ugly, okay? If they are not as pretty as you hope them to be, then you should just not say anything. Hasn't your mama taught you? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything, alright? Be considerate. Please be considerate. But seriously, when I read those comments, I just couldn't stop thinking like, Jesus, how must those poor girls feel when they read comments like that? And like, I even was almost tempted, I almost was tempted to write as a reply on Twitter. You shouldn't say. Wait, we need to do this with the glasses and the hat. Come on. So where's the top hat? Okay. Yeah, let's just give it away. Huh. Balderdash. Come on. Actually, it's better if it is comically oversized. Huh. Huh. Balderdash. I'll have you know, you ought not to say such a thing about a maiden's feet. I, for one, consider them quite beautiful. My lady? No, no, not the other side. My lady? It was actually. Okay, one more. My lady. There we go. Excellent. See? See? Your feet were so amazing that my 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 glasses were completely out of place. There we go. I just had to take a peek, you know? Your, I don't know, the your pantaloons were so outrageously beautiful. I simply had to take a peek. I don't think I don't think Shinri ever mentioned what his two postgrads are. I only know he used to be a teacher and eat rocks. You're in danger then. Well, I mean, I do imagine that actually a lot of Vtuber fans will consider it a dream come true to be eaten by their Oshi. So, like, I don't know, maybe then that will be Tascaro for you. I'm not sure. Ah, ah, ah. But that's actually a bit surprising. Unfortunately, Shinri is the one member that I am least familiar with. Um, of Vanguard, I tend to watch a lot more of Gavis Beta, to be entirely honest. He's the Vanguard member that I watch the most of. So I often have like a little air of mystery with Shinri. But honestly, everything that I hear about him makes me go, wow, he's such a cool guy. Amazing. I want to be like him when I am old someday. But Shinri really does have that bite of a rock older man, you know? He really does have like that. You can totally imagine him like drinking a whiskey and like smoking one or two cigars before heading out to his third guy job. I don't know. I just get that vibe from him. And it's funny because from what I understand, outside of being like like what we like how we saw in those clips, a lot of the time Shinri can be like really really chill and really easygoing. A funny count. Okay. 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 And now we are heading to Farfetch. And now this part is going to take me a little bit because the oh no, wait. I think we are we're not into PC for a moment. I'm gonna close I'm gonna close PTV Studio and be Bridger for a moment. Sorry, I'm gonna have to be off model for a little moment. See you soon. My apologies for that. Actually, I think we can go. I think we can grasp. We can get someone as a stand-in, or maybe we do a bit of a PNG tuber moment. Few spoilers. I am thinking of commissioning a PNG tuber model. I think that will be like if I want to go the custom model route, it probably will be better to. My apologies. It probably will be better to start with a much cheaper PNG. But the problem is also that no, not as actually as a matter of rejects. Here it is. Beautiful. It probably the problem with a PNG model though is no problem. Sorry, I mean the problem with commissioning a model though for me is that um uh sorry, I don't have a very clear idea, a very clear concept of what kind of design I want for the model. Quite frankly, mm, I kind of want it to be like human theme, and the and probably adopting the motif of an sculptor. So having a sculptor. So having that little like forward apron, maybe a few stains of marble dolls and a chisel. I don't know if a chisel on one hand, but maybe like a chisel on the waist or on the belt of the model, and generally give him a kind of like younger apprentice like vibe. That is what I think will be a good start. But I really do want to make to add a good amount of thinking to the sorry, to the model, and that will be in the kind of our future anyways because I had a lot of things to check out before that. So Google documents. Actually, I'm about to show you Mitch, a little joke that I was working on. At least I think it is a little bit funny. And another thing that I was like thinking of working on was to to make a Google document about myself. So you know how on Twitter, like you often see those crazy Google documents. I wish to report. I don't know, to make a Google document or a public accusation about the Vtuber. I don't know, whatever, etc. um, because of the misbehaviors of, and then there's a list of crimes or anything. So I want to do one of those things, but posting on my Twitter. I want to make a public accusation against Alconista when I wrote it for the list of crimes including stealing the cookies at midnight, um, and other silly stuff like that. Or, for example, including constantly starting streams way after they were supposed to be started. I don't know. I just kind of like like the idea of making like a parody of so many of those um sorry, of those Google document moments. I think as as you might tell, I don't tend to be the kind of person who takes life very seriously. Or well, I mean, I wish I were the kind of person that doesn't take life very seriously. the problem, my problem is that I take life way too seriously sometimes. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Google Dokie, yeah. Do a Google Dokie about myself. But the problem is, I'm not sure what like list of silly crimes I can include in that. Mm, for example, massive scuff. Yeah, I think that massive scuff will be one of the things that I could include on on the thing. Okay, sorry, my bad. And also like getting some feedback about a screen. And I need to check here. Okay, we can leave it here. We can like, and now I can like trying to find. Okay, excellent. Okay, actually, I'm surprised. That was actually like a lot faster. I thought that I included the other nickname a lot more. Hmm, amazing. Hmm, 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 hmm. Okay. To get. Sorry. Obviously, I'm not like talking about what the conversation is for obvious reasons. And that's why I'm staying like silent. I also like thinking of the comment. But amazing. We actually did get back to the three messages. Now we need to go to the DMs in twitter.com. I am not calling it X. I don't know anyone that will call it X. I mean, X. Like, that's so excellently done. Done. Okay. Oh. Um. Messages. Okay. 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 You know what? I think I'm going to need to like drink a little of water, and I will need to walk. Just take like a 2 minute walk. Sorry about that. I'm just like a little too nervous. Okay, we can do it. We can do it. Por mi llave. Come on. Hello. Hello. Okay. I am sorry. I do apologize. I am a little. I am still a teensy bit nervous. Um. Apologies also that the model is in on. I. There we go. I can't quite load the model right now because of the computer overload. But uh, um, excellent. Okay. So don't. And now I have to go to the folder. I want to show you a little something that I've been working on. What? Oh no, if it's multiple pages, you send me a. Jeez. Jeez. Oh, amazing. Simply amazing. And Sponta Japanese, grazie mille per venire a questa trasmissione. Gracias. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you. Um, Elconis, every time I see your face, I get feelings of biological reaction. I am sure that the hormones of happiness, the serotonin and no, it's not serotonin, it's the other one. I don't remember the name of the pleasure hormone. Of the happiness serotonin must be quite amazing. That is true. That is true. This is the yeah. Okay, these are the old pointers. I'm gonna keep them on just for a little while more. But what I must add is the image here. Meme image. And Mattias Gonzalez 9. Grazie mille per venire o essere tornato a questa trasmissione. Grazie, grazie, grazie. Hello. Hi, how are you? How are you? I hope you're having a great day. I hope you are having an amazing day. Okay, so this is actually like as soon as I saw that meme, and I'm sure you know the meme of like not the meme, but that tweet that Miss Val did, like if you are a what was it like? If you are a female entertainer or a female VTuber and a bigger content creator, a bigger male content creator approaches you and showers you with affection out of nowhere, run. Don't walk, run. And now I know that that message was like pretty controversial for a bunch of reasons. And disclaimer, I don't tend to feel too upset or bothered when people online like say some stuff like this. So I do apologize if like some people might feel upset about me making a meme of it. It's not that I don't care, or it's not that I don't take it seriously. Uh, in Latin America, it's a very established custom to try and find some humor out of all sorts of situations because it's our way of coping with the war. Um, okay, I think I need to move this thing. Hi. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Show all. Beautiful. Okay, now I get it. Hide, hide, uh, hide, hide, and that shall be all. はい。Okay. はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい. but it is also part of a thumbnail that I plan to do. That I plan to do for a video, because I actually did a video reacting to the whole situation. Although, to be entirely honest, I had been having um, more than a few doubts about whether or not I want to even touch the topic of online reactions. I'm worried that it might be too much of a controversial touch. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So it is still like an idea, simply an idea that I'm floating around. Okay. So okay, let's start. Let's get back to that. Wow. Okay. Hmm. Amici, please hold my hand while I do this. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm still so nervous about this sort of stuff. Okay. Um. Okay. Oh, phew. Um, well, technically you're supposed to be 18 if you for watching for chatting on the stream, but I mean, I guess tomorrow you will be. Let me recover mentally for a few minutes. Sorry. Just- Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Matthias. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I do hope that you had an amazing, amazing birthday with all of the people that you cherish and appreciate. Yeah, do remember that. Please, Amici, do remember you must be over 18 to bride on chat. Well, thankfully, many Amicis will be. I mean, one Amici will turn 18 tomorrow. Yeah, amazing day to you too. Oh, thank you, thank you. I really do hope that you had an incredible, a really, really great day. A lot of people feel that 18 can be such a massive change of life, but really, I think that any period of life, it is pretty rare that there is any moment in life where like there's like a really huge change from one year to another just because of the year. Like obviously, if someone does go through a really really big life changing event, for example, like they had to travel to another country, or they join like some volunteer or military service or something like that, obviously that is going to be like a really really big change. But as far as like life in general goes, it tends to be far more of a gradual change than that, I believe. And it's more that you just like you kind of like wake up one day and you realize that you are so incredibly different from how you were like 5 years ago or something. But the change tends to like um, happen almost without you noticing, so to say. Life is what happens while you're making other plans. Phew. Sorry, I don't know if that actually sounded quote unquote deep, but I just kind of came up with it for a bit. Okay, okay. Now give me just a couple minutes more, and I'm going to uh, get to the last message. Get to the last message. And after the last message, we like Zatsu for a little bit, and yeah, okay, okay. Uh, yeah, give me 5 minutes. Okay, we can do this. Excellent. Okay. Beautiful. Excellent. Another step forward. Sometimes in life, you simply have something that have something in front of you, like either you feel either you feel shy, either you had like that there are certain things that are like naturally difficult for you, and they are like no one's blame in particular. They are not like something that anyone in particular uh, do. Is just that sometimes some people are simply born or they had like a lot of anxiety or anything like that. Or in the case of other people, like maybe they had like they sleep a lot or they procrastinate quite a bit or stuff like that. One moment, please. Sorry. And the really important thing I think in life is that to be able to know that you did your best in taking things forward, even if it is like one little step at a time, that you are able to take that direction forward, that commitment to, for example, in my case, when I had like a lot of anxiety, I tend to want to procrastinate and like I get very tight, like I want to, oh man, I'm a little worried, I don't want to do it, etc. Or like I talked to too much people today and all that kind of stuff. But fundamentally, there is, I had to make the decision. Okay, even if this feels like it gives me a lot of anxiety at the time, I'm still going to do it. And having the most organized or tactical way to know how to bring the step forward into fruition is also the one of the biggest things that I believe that I learned more in this year than in the previous year. Phew. But yeah, the important thing is that we did it. We did it! Yay! So now we can close this and go back to. I think I can, like, next time that I do this, I can, instead of like the loop, I can use the PNG tuber. I think that will be better. But okay, let me check this out. And another advantage of a PNG tuber is that right now, because of the demands on my computer, it can be a bit difficult for me to um sorry, it can be a bit difficult for me to play certain more demanding games with the Vtuber model. Although maybe, hopefully, if we can um there we go. If we can get some hardware upgrades in the future, that will not be a problem. That will not be a pain. um, hey, wait. He's so still. Okay, come on. 10, 9, 9, 1. Wake up, wake up. Excellent. Good boy. Good boy. Am I a good boy, Amici? Am I? Am I? Okay. Yeah. 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 Beautiful. Wait, can you hear that? Oh, you can't, thankfully. I'm really glad you can. Oh, but I need to fix up some of my sound settings or like some of my sound filters for for the ASMR stream. Hmm. And yeah, I do wonder when am I going to do the ASMR stream. Well, either next Monday or next Friday. I'm still not super sure of that. But yeah, I do know, I do recognize that I also want to like try other content types. But okay, I must prepare for the coming day. So, grazie mille a tutti le meravigliosi amici che venuti a questa trasmissione. Thank you so much to all of the amazing friends that came, amici that came to this stream. Gracias a todos los maravillosos amici que vinieron a esta transmisión. Thank you to Shark764. Thank you. Thank you to Ameshiro. Thank you. Thank you so much, Noawamichi. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you to Lilin PT. Thank you so very much. It was wonderful to see you again. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you so much for all of the amazing iPhone advice. I actually will consider and use iPhone. I think that will be a great idea. That will be great. Thank you so very much, seriously, for all the technical advice. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Petra Leon. Grazie, grazie mille. Thank you. Grazie, grazie, grazie. Grazie davvero. And thank you to Sponta Japanese. Thank you. It is good to know that I get your feelings of biological reactions of happiness. Thank you, thank you. Thank you to Matias Gonzalez 9. Thank you. And from tomorrow on, you will be able to pause and chat whenever you want. Yeah. Okay, now that shall be all. My apologies that it's such a relatively short stream. I really do apologize for that. We just had sorry, I kinda had some other duties to attend to. But it was so nice to catch up with you, Amici. So thank you so very much. I do hope that you had like a wonderful, a mega wonderful day. I hope that you are able to see something beautiful today. I hope that you are able to eat something delicious. And remember that every day that you're alive is an opportunity for something amazing. Okay. Love ya, los amo, liami, GTM, uh, Daisuki. See ya, nos vemos, adopo.